Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. So the topic for today is weather and dating, and the Hey Nay writer sent me some questions. So here we go. What if it's raining and you only have one jacket with a hood, and the girl is refusing to wear it? Um, this is not unlikely, I would say. I think this is something that probably has come up at some point. Um, I think it's important to continue to offer it. But if the person is becoming very resistant, you don't want to make the scene greater. Like, you don't want to make a big scene and make it more into another problem. I would say what would be cool actually to do would just to take the jacket off too, and you both just be soaking wet. Um, that might actually encourage the person to take the jacket from you, or it'll be something fun to tell in the future. So I think that would be a little funny to do, and I think people find that funny. I think I would find it funny hearing that story. So I think that's something that I would do at least. Do you compromise if your significant other wants to take a vacation somewhere opposite of the weather that you like? For example, they want to go somewhere like in Canada for the winter, but you want to go somewhere like the beach, somewhere else. Yeah, I think you know it is huge. You have to. I do think that you have to compromise, but I think the both partners in a relationship have to compromise. Maybe you know we go there for the winter, but then we go somewhere else for the summer, or you work around holidays. Like people do, like oh, for like like the December holidays, we're gonna do this. But then for like the Fourth of July, we'll do that. And it kind of depends. You have to work it out. And I would say if you're in a serious relationship and the fact that you're able to do that, you should be able to compromise with those type of things. You should be able to figure out what is best for the two of you. I don't think it's too hard though. I don't think it's too hard. But I definitely say plead your case. Don't just go along with whatever the person wants to do. I would say let the person know what you're interested in, because honestly, if someone is really, really against, for example, going somewhere cold, then if and it's not that important for you to go, then you probably won't go there. You know what I mean? So plead your case still, but then also be open and willing to compromise. Um, what are the best dates for each type of weather? Okay, I get it. So snow, skiing. I think that's always cool. Even just going outside like a park and snow fighting, that's funny too. That's fun. Somewhere warm, a cabin. Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Extremely hot. You go to the beach. People do the beach. You can do again a park. A park is cool. I always think parks are great, so you could do that as well. Maybe even a pool. Go to a pool or something. Spring, like a spring sort of normal weather. Again, a park. You can even do a picnic in the park. I think that would be cool. Um, I feel like there's a whole bunch of things you could do. You could just do a walk, a run. People do that, stuff like that. And if it's raining, I think you should stay inside. Watch TV or something like that, like Netflix or something. Have a game night, things like that. Um, and these are countless things you could do, like go to the movies. You can, go on a way trip, a vacation, for example. Whatever is best for you and what is financially sound, I would say, is okay. Do you find in long-term relationships that your relationship is better or worse based on the weather and the seasons? I love this question because this gets into something that I've kind of wanted to talk about, and it's called seasonal dating. Now, seasonal dating has two meanings, okay? One meaning is that people only date certain people for a particular season. So that means that people are a lot more open to dating someone, for example, in the summer than they would in the winter. And then when the winter comes around, they actually may not necessarily be as interested in that person anymore because the scenery and the environment and the weather has changed. And that is normal. Some of us do it and not even know it. So, there's nothing. necessarily wrong with that, but you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of you doing that, especially if there's a pattern. If you've done it once or twice, there's nothing to worry about. But if you continuously do that, in which you're like, hold up, I was dating this person from, you know, June to September of 2013, and we broke up. And then I was dating this other person from June to September in 2014, and we broke up. That's when you have to start realizing, like, hey, I'm actually doing something is not right. I need to reevaluate myself and my priorities when I'm dating. That's really cool. The other thing, the other meaning for seasonal dating is for people who are already in relationships, is that that you tend to be a little bit more happier sometimes, and depending on the season. Again, this could be winter or summer, depending on the person, but I'm going to keep using summer because I think that's a little bit more common. So, for example, a lot of people tend to be a lot more happy in the summer because they tend to utilize a lot more of their vacation time. They're less stressed about work, things they're not doing, or they're not in school and things like that. So there's a lot more freedom to do so. Unlike other seasons where you're like constantly about work, and the stress of that is transferring over into your relationship, so you may be a little bit unhappier during that time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I always say this too, it's always not good to sort of end things when you're stressful. When you're like, if you're stressed at work and then you break up with somebody, you have to be careful because you have to think that maybe that work is playing a role into your relationship. So you have to reevaluate that. And that goes the same way with weather. If the weather is bad, if the weather is affecting you and is making you feel down or lazy or depressed, which is a real thing, well, the weather can affect people's moods. Definitely look into that too. I wish I could remember the study, but there is a study that talks about weather affecting people's moods and bringing them down. So that can also affect your relationship as well. But you have to be aware of that. And when you become aware of it, it becomes a lot more simpler. You know what I mean? You begin to you get to be able to compensate for that. So if you know you're a lot more stressed out during the winter, then try to make more time to do things or plan things out for the weekends and things like that, so that you're constantly doing something with your partner, or you're constantly, making yourself feel better. So create things to sort of, help you with that. I think that was a good answer. I think that was a great question, by the way, and that was it. And the reason why we did this topic is because the weather is constantly changing. We honestly, especially if you live in the Northeast, we don't know how the weather's going to be, later on today, tomorrow. We just don't know. But I thought it was a good topic because weather is a thing that does affect people's relationships. A lot of people don't even know that. And I think that's important for us to know. Like I said, seasonal dating is a thing, and you should definitely look more into it if you are interested. But that is all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope everything is cool. Like, subscribe, love, share, and remember to always start your day off with a hey. Goodbye.